All right, good morning, traders. Sorry about this. This is Perry Wilkie with StartupTrading.com. It is 9:04 a.m. Eastern Time on Monday, August 31st, 2020. Obviously, the last day of the month. So, if we just look at let's start off with looking back at last week. So, if we look at Friday's distributions, we had basically more of a bell-shaped curve on both of these, right? The Nasdaq was a little bit more pronounced than the ES, but basically, nice even distribution of volume here on the charts. As we look at it, we went up to the 34.97 quarter, so just under the 3,500 on Friday, and the Nasdaq, topping off at 12,044. Ended a little bit on the lower side, right? So as we look at basically how the markets did, right? The Russell was still, you know, basically traded in bonds of the overnight session. So did the Nasdaq, the ES, and the Dow for the most part all day long. So as we look at really, what's going on, we had that late break and everything except for the Nasdaq. So the Nasdaq was a little bit of an underperformer as far as day over day, right? But none of them really made traction over the overnight high uh, that was developed going into the session. So as we look now at the week that's going on, we have a speech at 9 o'clock, which should be kicking off right now. This speech might be a little bit more of an implication than it normally would be from the vice chair. What we've got is, since Powell changed the way that the market or the FOMC is going to treat the market, with letting the market run a little hot, focusing more on target inflation than the unemployment rate. Not to say that that's the end all be all, but before they wouldn't get the they wouldn't get full employment and get too hot because they're afraid of wage inflation, right, and spiral inflation. So they said, Powell said last week that that's on the table now. We've run under target for so long that if we run over target now, that'll be fine. So this is the vice chair, Richard Clardaria, giving his take on and as the framework for the new monetary policy. So this could have a little bit more implication than it normally would have. Tuesday we're going to have ISM at 10 o'clock. Nothing really going on until we get to Thursday. We're going to have a ISM non-manufacturing at 10 o'clock. But the big news for the week is going to be Friday's non-farm payroll, NFP, and that is going to be really set the tone for the following week and the rest of the month of September. And as we all know, the market's going to be closed on Monday. So we're going to have big news Friday morning, and then that's going to be ahead of a 3-day weekend. So as we kind of peruse down here, and there's a link at the bottom of this video that you can join in for the week. You can join us in Discord. You can join us in this to see the profile for the week. But this is the little newsletter that comes out with it. So let's get into the overnight action. We've got 23.5 points. We're basically at the session lows for the so far, and we're basically back into Friday's range, right in the value area high zone. And as you look, really you can see that until you get to, I break up value area high, the zones, instead of a price level. I do an area, and you can see getting near that bottom of that range is really going to be the tops of the market from Thursday, and the higher end is going to be right around the settlement and the midpoint of the top from Thursday's overnight coming into Friday as well. So as we look at all the indexes to really see what's going on, you can see that they're all near the bottom of the session, right? So I'm a little bit more interested actually in taking trades this afternoon than I am this morning. I want this to shake out a little bit. We've been going straight up for quite a while. I'll bring up just the ES so we can, look at that real quick. But we've been, since March 23rd, we've had a little bit of a consolidation patterns and up, a little bit of a retracement consolidations and up, but basically, since we go back and look at June 29th, so 2 months ago, we've went pretty much straight up from 3,000 to 3,500. So we have pretty much 500 points of unchallenged roadway here. And, could we get a little bit of a pullback? A normal pullback to me would just be getting back to, basically 3,400, 33.92 to 33.85, somewhere in that area. So basically, right around a 100 to 120 point drop from here would be a run of the mill pullback. Is that going to happen this week? Are we going to get anything going? It's hard to say. I'd like to see this shake out a little bit. We are a little frothy in the overnight, and we can see that there's sellers. But where are the sellers taking us? Right back into the high area of Friday's trading after getting a little bit over, exuberant coming into the session. So I'm not going to try to put too much weight on this yet unless we can get below value area low. Then I'll start looking for short trades. Other than that, if we see later on in this session, like around the European close, if we really can't get anything going on below value area low, or if we pop down below and then back up into value, I'd much rather be, again, a buyer of the market than a seller. If we come down here and we start selling off, right, and this ends up being rejected, value area low, that's going to be more of a selling thing. Like I said, I'm more apt to buy if I see the value area lows hold and be a buyer, just because I'm not ready to call a top, because I want the market to prove to me that it's at least has a short-term top in there. Like I said, 100 to 125 points would be just a run-of-the-mill typical pullback. It'll only take back the past few sessions. So as we look basically at the Russell is a good example here, we've really struggled, and it's been the weakest index. You can look back at the graphs on the equity profiles daily sheet there, but this 1582.30, you can see that we tried to hold it right in the overnight and we lost it, and we've come back down to 1574.30, which is the next support. So technically speaking, I don't know, and neither does anyone else. This could be a low. We could come back up to 1582.30 and then reject from there again and go back down. I'd rather let the market shake out, show me what's going on a little bit more, instead of trying to guess what's going on today. Looking at the Dow, we've been trying to get back up to this area of the chart ever since we basically topped out above 28,150, right? We've been having a target of 29,014 to 29,071. So we're kind of just mid-range in here right now. And I've got a little bit of a weak support here, potentially at 28,385. But really, if you look at it, we're right at the heart of this high volume node that's been, here for the last 20 trading sessions at the top. And we're really, and this is also value area high for this time frame, the last 20 trading sessions. So as we look at this, it might not pierce underneath this high volume node, and that's going to come in, right there at 28,543 is right around where the top of that node is. So I'm not ready to say anything's going on here yet at all. And if we look back at all these indices and really kind of recap what I'm thinking, we obviously have come up into some resistance or some areas where we finally can attract buyers, it looks like. But every time that's happened so far, in the last 2 months, we've ended up finding buyers. So will this be a one-day down? Do we get anything going? Remember, we do have non-farm payroll on Friday. We're a little frothy up here, but don't let the frothiness, let Tesla be your example. Tesla is probably worth anywhere between $200 and $360, and look where it's trading. So the market isn't going to get that far out of whack, but it can definitely keep going up from where it is, and we can definitely take out these highs, if not today, this week. I'm not really looking for these overnight highs to get taken out today during the session, to be honest with you. I think we'll probably have an inside day, which means we'll probably get back and we'll trade inside of Friday's range. What's going to probably get me to actually play to the short side is if I see us starting to get traction below value area low, and then I see Friday's low and value area low, those areas being rejected going forward. Otherwise, I'm just looking for a place to scalp back to the long side for this session, and I think that's going to come after the European close, and I'd rather be patient and let the market show me what it wants to do than try to, anyone who's been trying to play this to the short side, unless you've been extremely short-sighted and very, quick on your fingers, right? The trend is up. So you've been fighting and making money, the hardest way possible in this market. If you've been, if all your money in the last 2 months has been made to the short side, you've been working much harder for your money than you should be. So I don't want to do that. It can be a very difficult game to play. I'd rather continue with the trend until I see the trend break. I'm going to be in the Jack's startup trading room this week, and there's a free trial to the equity profiles. You can watch these videos, you can see it, and I'll share the link. So the people in Discord, you can join into the Discord. You can watch me live. I'll take questions and answers all this week during the morning for the on anything to do with profile and the way that I do profile analysis. That's what I'm here for this week, to show you guys the edge. I think that adding the profile to the technical analysis that you're already using can help you. And I'll also probably be closing or doing the last 2 hours of the market Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I've got stuff going on this afternoon and tomorrow afternoon. This afternoon I might be around for the close, and if I am, I'll pipe up in the room, let you guys know, and we can analyze the trade. So my favorite times to usually take trades are actually any time during the session when a level I'm watching trades. I don't care what time it is. If the level I'm watching trades, I pretty much play anywhere in the session. Where I don't like to actually initiate new positions normally is over lunch, unless I'm doing a reversion to the mean. So after the first 2 hours of the trading, I'm usually very thin or flat, and then around a quarter till 2 in the afternoon Eastern time, I'll get back into the market, and if I'm going to play something that I see going on for the close. And those are usually my favorite trades, are the late day trades along with any of the sessions. So we'll see. Right now we've come into value area high. We've dipped into value, the clear zone for the Dow. We may be getting a little bit of a responsive buy. This is just a green forming candle. It could be red before it closes, and we'll see how that goes. But right now for the NASDAQ, you're right at basically unchanged from Friday. The same with the Russell, the same with the ES, and you're a little bit weaker on the Dow. So I hope this helps. You guys have a great day, and for anyone who's interested, I'll be in the startup.com room, startuptrading.com room on Discord, and we'll go over and answer any profile questions. I'll give you guys a link to get these grids. You can look at what I'm looking at, and we can go over it. So I really only watch the equity indexes, and I mainly only trade ES. I can't remember the last time I even took a trade that wasn't just for the ES. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.